I built 46 layers of farms in Hypixel Skyblock because I hate myself. As you can see by my perks, I'm rich. Ah, nice. I also did a few farming competitions. I needed this money so that first I could get a personal compactor. I also needed a ton of coins for a builder's wand so I could magic hundreds of thousands of blocks of dirt onto my island. In the meantime, I also grabbed all the fairy souls. You know, no big deal, no big deal. I'm building a new island, otherwise our farms will literally consume our other one. All done. Goodbye, Jerry. Of course, Jerry had to open his menu in an attempt to ruin your viewing experience. Jerry's a baby, and I'm a baby hater. Let's blow him up! Hasta la vista, Jerry. Bigger island size so I can fit way more crops. That is awesome. This doesn't look like much, but this will be like an extra row each farm. So it was worth it to wait. Plus the fact that it makes everything so much more symmetrical, you don't understand. I would literally cry if I spent hours building these farms and they weren't pretty. They have to be pretty. So to explain the farms, they're all obviously color coded. So on top we have mushroom, then we have netherwort, wheat, potato, and carrot. I need to change this to be red. I messed up because I had nightlight on my computer. But basically, I grouped these together because they all have the same layout, so I'll be able to use natural light instead of having to place lights. Next, we have sugarcane, which I thought needed lights to grow, but it actually doesn't. Then these two layers are going to be pumpkin and melon, and they do require light to grow. And these are going to be the only two layers where we actually have to manually place in lights. So for this farm, I tried to keep that to a minimum because that can add up very quickly. Then lastly, we have 5 layers of cactus and 1 layer of cocoa bean because any more than that on cocoa bean would be complete overkill. 5 layers on any of these is basically overkill, but it looks better. We put these two on bottom because they don't take light to grow, so they can just go on bottom beneath everything else. I have to place these borders now, so faster? Nice. We're gonna eventually have to place glass in these layers because they're cactus and we're gonna have sand, so we're gonna need a spot. But I want to get all these layers in place first so we can have a shot of just all 46 layers. I think it's time for a time lapse. Yeah, that's a nice screenshot. Oh, what's that emo girl? Subscribe? You have to listen, she's a girl. Okay, we have placed the last bit of cocoa bean we need. We only placed this much because this is enough to make an infinite farm. I just went ahead and placed the rest of the logs because it looks better that way. But this is all you really need for an infinite farm is 40 rows of cocoa beans. That is 1 out of 10 infinite farms completed. I guess I'll work on cactus then. Okay, done with the strips and we're done planting cactus. I still need to mine out the strips, but I found it was faster to plant diagonally, which is why I placed them back in. Now it is time we move on to melon and pumpkin. Let's speed this up a little bit. I placed all the dirt and lights, and I probably spent like 1.5 million coins on lights. Good thing I planned this farm out to where these will be the only 2 layers that need glowstone lights because sugarcane doesn't need light and the rest will all have light from the sky. So now we can go on to placing the water, which I started tilling the dirt, but I realized I should probably place the water first because I don't think it goes away if you don't have water, but I also don't want to risk it. Oh yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little edit of me placing all the water. So now all we have to do is till the dirt. But tilling the dirt is easy because you can literally just sprint fly and all the dirt will be tilled. Unless you lag a ton, you shouldn't miss any. But just like that, we've tilled a whole section. So this will go by pretty fast. Okay, so I finished tilling all the farms. So now I'm going to have to move on to placing the seeds. I'll probably place the slabs first so I don't trample stuff. And boom, too easy. All the slabs are placed. Now I have to go in and I have to place all the seeds. This should be the quickest part, so let's just speed it up right now. That is the last seeds we have to plant, and that is 2 more infinite farms. It is just gorgeous, man. Dude, our first pumpkin. This is okay to be dirt. Anything in here is okay to be dirt. That is not okay to be dirt. It's about time I started placing in the dirt for the sugarcane farm. So the thing about this farm is that it's gonna have to be too thick because it's gonna have to hold all the water, but it doesn't require light, so we're not gonna have to spin light. And this pumpkin layer is just gonna have to be a little squishy. But screw that squishy section, I want sugarcane. Well, that was an easy farm to build. This actually looks so aesthetically pleasing. Okay, now we're gonna do carrot, potato, and wheat all at the same time. And this is because they're all the exact same layout. It's easier to build all 15 layers at once and then cut down the holes for the water all the way through all the layers. It'll take way less time. Alright, I'm done placing all the dirt, but now that I have to place in soul sand, it's probably gonna take forever. Just because we have to travel back and forth in between the hub. I've done 1 layer, and this sucks because you just have to come in here, take out all your slots over and over again, then refill them. It's a pain. Netherwort is a pain. I mean, not netherwort, soul sand. Soul sand is a pain. This is legitimately so painful. Alright, I decided to go ahead and place the water. The stuff in the middle isn't from, like, it just disappearing because there's no water. But, like, that is. Some of it is. Which I forgot that was a thing. So I need to place the water, then we need to till. Yeah, how we're doing the water for this build is pretty simple. So we just dig a hole. And you dig it all the way through. So then we only have to place 1 water bucket. And then on the bottom, you just put glowstone. This keeps it very simple. Ignore this. This is really nice because you only have to place this many water buckets to cover that many layers, you know? It just makes it a whole lot easier on yourself. I'm gonna plant seeds and this is gonna be satisfying. Well, that was a lot of seeds really fast. So I have a new strategy now because, as you can see, that was a pain because I forgot that the water would block the seeds. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna plant the netherwort I've done. Bam, netherwort placed. We're just going to be doing 1 layer at a time. To provide an example, so I'm going to till 4 rows, and then I'm going to come in and plant 4 rows. Just like that, because that's the perfect amount for the seed bag. And then these shouldn't turn into dirt because there's plants on them, I believe. Okay, so now I placed all the seeds, but my block sapper is freaking fatigued. So this is when I'll come in and I'll place the water. And then after like each row of water, I'll try to do a block sap. It's taken longer than expected, but it's also like I'm also doing 20 layers at a time. So like I did 80 strips here in this one section. We're placing in the last of the netherwort. 1 of 4 of these infinite farms is going to be completed. Fantastic. We now have an infinite netherwort farm. We still have 3 rows of all the last farms, but that's gonna take like no time. Jerry's been watching us the whole time. I'm actually so close to being done. Like, I'm so excited. It's actually kind of crazy to go back and look at how much progress I've made, because like I've built a ridiculous amount of farms. All I have left is the water. I'm so excited to be done with these farms, just because then I'll actually get to farm them. As I place this water bucket, 3 infinite farms will simultaneously be completed. Let's go. Yes. Watching this clip back, you can literally hear me dying. I sound so dead. The wheat one looks so nice. I love how the wheat one looks. Now we just gotta mine out these strips for each of them and we're good. I forgot to explain this farm. So basically it's this weird shape with the 4 block gaps because mushrooms have this weird growing like pattern. So originally I was gonna go with mycelium instead of podzol, but mycelium is so much more ridiculously expensive. Like, it would have cost me millions on millions to build the farm. Podzol's way cheaper, and this is the progress we've made so far. All of this back is completely done except for planting, and it looks like you get a really cool effect with these. Finally freaking done mining out everything, placing everything. I can get rid of Podzol, never have to look at it again except when I'm farming. Now I just need to plant the mushrooms, which is probably going to be the longest part of the process because you have to hand do it. Alright, I know it doesn't look like much, which it isn't. This honestly takes way less time than I thought it would. Like, it's pretty easy to just plant a whole layer. It's the last mushroom. I'm so ready to be done. So we're just gonna MLG this. Let's fly up. Freaking 360 no scope. Place the mushroom. Yeah, frick farms.